I can only be naked to my wife.
As a woman, there is a lot of people in your ears growing who are putting knowledge in your head, who are helping you grow, and a man has been left behind.
Men have trauma. We have men who have grown up in very toxic families. They have unresolved conflicts. They have a lot of things that are past on their lives.
Women are empowered, but being a woman who is empowered and having a man that is broken, I don't think it gives birth to anything powerful, surely.
Wealth creation, when you talk about farming, when you talk about agriculture, the man is the sole provider. He protects. But if a man is damaged, if a man is hurt, if a man is wounded, nothing will give life in that home.
How should the church or a mother or a sister or a wife create a safe space? Hello, my dear viewers. Welcome to the second episode of Safe Space with Anna. My goodness, the first episode, you people showed me so much love. You showed me so much care, and I'm here to say thank you. Thank you so much. I saw the comments, I saw the views, and I was so wowed. Of course, I have to thank God and also to honor you. We honor you and we love you. So on this second episode, we have cooked up something that is not normally talked about in our society today, and that is men's mental health. When we talk about men's mental health, we normally focus on the other gender, but today we are focusing on the men. And of course, I'm not alone. I have a man who is going to help me digest this conversation, and he is a very powerful man. He is the director of Pilgrim Center for Uganda. Have I said it right?
Pilgrim Center for Reconciliation.
For Reconciliation Uganda. Welcome to the show, Mr. Mayonzo Bob.
Thank you, Anne, for inviting me.
Wow.
And from all the men in this country, you choose me to be here.
It is the Lord.
It's an honor. I'm humbled.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Someone out there wants to know more about Mr. Mayonzo Bob, apart from being the director of this powerful company.
Pilgrim Center is an organization. It's an NGO. But as Bob Mayonza, I'm married. I have
to who? To a woman?
I'm married. I'm married to Brenda Nasadi.
Wow.
She's a woman. Edira Nchima.
Oh.
Yes, that's one. Wow. We have 3 children. We have Bradley, Bethany, and Baraka.
Wow.
So we have 2 boys and 1 girl.
Are we expecting more?
We walk
by faith.
We walk in Trinity. God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So we walk in the 3. So I think by there it's enough. It's good.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll ask her personally.
Indeed, that will be good.
So heading back to the topic that we are discussing today about men's mental health.
Yes.
I don't know whether the society is intentional about focusing on women, but there's a lot of women empowering, women help, gender about women, and sometimes we tend to forget about the men, which is not fair. So when we talk about men's mental health, what comes to mind?
When we talk about mental health, one is a state. Very many people have different states. Some people are diagnosed, they go to hospitals and they are diagnosed because of mental illness. But now for us, when we talk about mental health, there are states where they can be social, they can be emotional, and sometimes it's more about psychosocial support that men need. We're in a dispensation where men are looked as superheroes. They are supermen. They are the Golola Moses of Uganda.
You know?
So someone has in their home, they know that he has a Golola Moses in his home.
Yeah.
But as men, we also have our own emotions.
Yeah.
We have our stress. We have our grief. We have a lot of things that come in there and become a stumbling block for us to move forward.
So when we talk about men's emotions,
yes,
surely, of course, mental health is about the emotional bit of it, the psychological and the social well-being.
Yes.
But when we talk about men, it is quite hard to find out what a man is thinking or what he's going through. Why do men find it hard to talk about what they're going through?
Culturally, and the nurturing of men all over, I could call it more of a prejudice that has been put in from a very young age of nurturing men, that there are things that men are not supposed to talk about. There are feelings men should never feel. There is pain that a man should always pass through regardless of the circumstances. So our background and our nurturing dictates.
It comes from childhood.
Yes, it dictates how men behave the way they behave. If someone has been in a place, because as Pilgrim Center where I am the team leader, we work with people who come from various countries as refugees, who have been in circles of war, in violence, where there is grief, where there is stress, where there is a lot of trauma. That can be so much into the war. But even in our own homes where we grow up from, where if a man grew up knowing the mother is battered or the father is not highly respected, or there is a lot of domestic violence regardless of gender, that alone brings in a lot of things when someone is growing up, even in the society, and things that we watch on TV, things that we listen, and also coming into church. What do pastors say? What do our religious people speak? How do they talk about some of these things? So it is quite appalling that we're in a present age where some of these things are only talked about when someone has died. Yes. When there is a situation.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday, I think it was yesterday when our brother from the rugby section, he was, there was a lot of mob justice. You know, I look at this gentleman is holding a rock. He's holding a rog and he's hammering someone's head. And I was like, oh my goodness, where does he get all this anger? You know, there is this anger that comes in, and it's so funny that I didn't see any woman there.
Yeah.
You know, and they were all men, they were all young men. So there is a lot of stress, there is a lot of anger, a lot of unsolved problems that people go through.
Has society failed the man?
Society has not failed the man, but society has identified a man in an area whereby he is not allowed to show his vulnerability.
Talking about vulnerability, when we talk about men and vulnerability, it's very hard to mix it together because of what you've said from childhood. Your mother sees you crying. Oli mwana mulezi, guma, omulezi, omusajja guma. By the way, you start being called a man when you are as early as 2 years or 1 year. Omusajja aguma. Ate when it comes to when you have sisters, you already take on the responsibility of your sisters. So is man defined as is his identity only in helping, in providing? Without those things separated from him, who is a man?
You see, that's why I told you that society has cocooned the man, has actually defined a man in a very small ant shell.
Yeah.
And when you put someone into that bracket, sometimes they become crowded, sometimes they become congested of what is there. So when it's them to speak up, sometimes they do not find space where they can easily identify themselves, where they can easily share. Because where will I share? Whom will I talk to? Because you have already identified me as a Golola Moses. You have already identified me as a man. You are supposed to solve it on your own. You're not supposed to cry. You're supposed to be a man, you know. Even when a boy is crying, they say, you don't have to cry. You man up, you know. So when we man up, what is manning up? Where does the child get the safety to actually bring out his fears, his vulnerability, because regardless of gender, all of us have our own fears.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone out there might realize the signs of mental health at a very early stage, and they can help one another, because sometimes we only figure these things out when someone is becoming suicidal. What are the early stages of mental health?
I think what I could say for now, mental health comes in more to help us understand exactly where we are coming from and where we are going. When I said society, there are causes. If there is a lot of domestic violence, when someone grew up in a very, very toxic environment. So these are not actually upon him, but these are causes that were only brought to him.
Yeah.
So he grows up in a home where there is a lot of violence, there is a lot of anger. Then you'll see a lot of using of drugs, alcoholism. Someone wants to be lonely. And at the extreme, people will want to commit suicide. Very, very suddenly, in a community where I stay, a young girl committed suicide. Very young. She was in the university, but she committed suicide. But you see, some of these causes are both in-house, but some of them are out of the house. So we have to work around it, all of us as collective. So when you see someone taking a lot of alcohol, if your husband is having a lot of neglect, he's actually, I could say, lonely. He's a lot of withdrawal. He's not talking. He's taking long at work. If he was talking, he's not talking again. If there are responsibilities, they are not, he shuns away. So some of those are some of the triggers of mental health. Yes.
Yeah. Wow. So you've talked about withdrawing, like being lonely.
Yes.
And that is one of the signs of mental health. And I've realized, I don't know, Bambi, if men do it intentionally, but every time a man, let me generalize it, because I have this feeling it's okay. A general issue.
It's okay, I'll also generalize it.
Women, when we are faced with challenges, because we all do face challenges, we always run to somebody, or to my pastor, or to my mother, or to my sister. We are allowed to run to somebody. And most times when men face something, the first thing that goes into his head, I am alone. I don't have anybody. And he shuns away and he hides away. Why do men cocoon themselves? What drove them to that place?
One, it's good you generalize, so I'm going to generalize.
Yeah, you generalize.
Society has not created a safe place for men to be vulnerable, but also to share their fears. Because society has identified men as the stronger, as a group of people that do not cry, they do not have any problems, they have nothing that scares them, they have no problems. Then when you go into the other sector, our homes should be the first safest place where someone can easily identify, easily open up. But we find out that just like I said earlier, that most people, or most women, look at men as ATM machines. As ATM machines.
Yeah.
And the women are the ATM holders. So you get into the ATM machine, the only thing you want is the money. So if you take a man as an ATM machine, I don't know if you have ever got a problem and you go into an ATM machine and you find that there is no money.
The anger.
The anger, the frustration.
The attitude.
So men, the how you feel, that is how the ATM machine feels. That is the best example I can give you.
So our ATM machines have feelings.
Yes. Your ATM machine, the man has a feeling. But for you do not care.
Yeah, that's the issue.
You do not care that when I place in this card, what I'm placing in, is there something? Because most women, they want to milk a cow they do not feed.
How should we feed this cow?
You were a helper.
How?
When we cross to the biblical side, it says you are the builder. You build the home. You build the safe place. So if you cannot create a safe place for a man to easily be vulnerable to you, because I can tell you, Anne, I got married to my wife, and I'm going to be with her the longest life I've ever been with my mother.
Yeah.
Everything that I do, it is between me and my wife. So if my wife cannot understand that she is the only vulnerable person I can be with.
Open up to.
Because if I take it to another level, I can only be naked to my wife. I cannot be naked to my mother. Though she's the one who spent 9 months breastfeeding
Nursing
me.
you, yes.
But who I am now,
Yeah.
I can only be as naked as possible to my wife, but not to my mother. So if we can create an environment of me being naked to you physically, isn't there a terminology, or isn't there an area, isn't there things that you can create for a man to really be naked to you, to really be vulnerable for you mentally, you know, than looking at him as an ATM machine. You know, when we were growing up, we used to have a give and take Forex Bureau. So it was more, you know, give and take, you know. But that is what happens.
Yeah.
Men have trauma. We have men who have grown up in very toxic families. They have unresolved conflicts. They have unresolved wounds. They have a lot of things that are passed on their lives. Then we come into society. Society gives them the ego. Society gives them the position. Society gives them the responsibility. Society gives them the position. So all these are demands that a man has
that
to fulfill.
weighs him down.
Yes, that they're supposed to fulfill. When you have a home, your children need fees. Your wife needs makeup. There are bills to pay. Even at home, there are things. But you see, even at work, there are demands. Now, when you come back home and your wife or your helper cannot actually understand that, you know, this man has really worked from morning, from the time he said, bye-bye, I've gone to work to now, without even saying, well, come back. You become a radio announcer. You announce things even before telling him that welcome back. You know, that's the reason why some men resolve and say, you know, I'll go back home when everyone is sleeping.
Yeah, let me first sit here and sip this soda.
They go. You have said soda. Thank God for those who sip soda. But there are those actually who go in for alcohol.
Yeah.
If someone was taking a glass,
now they are.
Then they will start, you know, then the effects of the mental illness will start. Someone will start becoming a drunkard. People are being chased out of homes, actually from not even homes, from their jobs. They are having very good, high-paying jobs. Someone has gone to the university, they have really toiled to get to that job. But now they get into a marriage, they get into relationships, and all this comes in. And you really find out, you ask yourself, this was a bright boy, this was a good boy. But when they start taking 1 glass, 2 glasses, 3 glasses. Then the next time you find them, they will say, I'm sorry, we cannot hire you anymore. We cannot give you that job. Even when we come into performance appraisals, they cannot perform both at home, then they cannot perform at their places of work.
So, Mr. Mayanza, talking about safe spaces.
Yes.
When we go to the spiritual bit of it, and we talk about the hierarchy, it is God, man, and woman. So woman normally runs to man for a covering. But and most times she runs to also God. So she's fully covered. Who covers the man? Men, why am I asking that question? Because when we go to spiritual places, let me generalize it. You find women. You find women.
Yes.
Women are so involved in places like that. So their covering is way bigger. Men shy away from that. Why?
Men do not, it's not about shying away. It is about, I could say, 1, ego. 2, there is a society identity that is always portrayed for a man. Even when the pastor prays for someone and the Spirit of the Lord is eminent, they will find, even when he wants to cry, he will say,
Or even fall.
how will I start crying?
How will I
Even when it is about falling, even when it's about, because there are moments,
kneeling or something.
yes, there are moments when the Spirit of the Lord is eminent and you just want to kneel and say,
He's resisting.
how will I kneel?
Yeah, he's resisting.
So we as a society have to open up and allow our men, us as men, to be able to be vulnerable, to be able to say their heart, to be able to say, I have a challenge. But if, Anne, you cannot create that space for me, I will be in that area. I will stay where I am. I will be hurt. I will cover it up. And what will happen after that will be, I was with Bob here, but what happened? The end will justify the means. So it is about the society. It's about church speaking up about these things. It is good to talk about receiving Christ as our Lord and personal Savior. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. But they also have to create spaces where men can easily speak to a fellow man, where even topics like these are supposed to be brought up even on the pulpit. When you speak about wealthy creation, when you talk about farming, when you talk about agriculture, the pastors also have to, our spiritual leaders, high regard, they're supposed to bring in, how do we bring in a man? Because the man is the sole provider. He protects. But if a man is damaged, if a man is hurt, if a man is wounded, nothing, and I repeat it, nothing will give life in that home.
Mr. Bob Mayanza, what are some of the practical things that men can do to see that they help their mental state?
One, it's important for men to have friends. Have a friend. When you go into depression, when you get into the state of being alone, it means you don't have friends. So it is important for a man to have a friend. I will not say friends. It will come in. But it is important for a man to have a friend. Someone who he can fully talk to. It is very, very important. It is good to socialize. Go out and swim, run, go and watch football. Women actually, they should allow their husbands.
Oh, we should also start supporting.
It is important.
By the way, that is a trick.
It is important.
Nosandika okuwagira omupiira tobimanyi.
Genda.
We are going World Cup.
Yes.
Notandika Arsenal. Ate tuli mu Arsenal. Ati jukira tobimanyi and you're like money you.
Yes.
Like maybe she's trying.
It is. But also get a church.
Yeah.
Find a church. Find a church. Go and pray. Introduce yourself to your pastor. Introduce yourself to the reverend.
Yeah.
And say, I'm here, I stay within the neighborhood, and I want this to be my church.
Do you know why that is so important? Because most of the issue of mental health, I don't know, some people may not understand this, but from my perspective, most of the mental health issues, most of them, not all, are spiritual warfare.
It is.
Spiritual.
Yes.
I tell that is why you can't even explain what you're fighting against. Because they are invisible beasts that you're fighting against.
Yes.
So you really need a church.
Yeah, you need a church. But when we get into a church, which church? That's the reason why I was calling upon our religious, our faith leaders to really speak. Let them also get healed. If they get healed, it will be good. But when they also get, I would say, training, then it's an A+. Because the church is a place where I could say categorically, a church should be our number one safest place.
It should.
But now it is a place where we mostly, I could say, hurt our wounded people. People who come into church when they are wounded. Most churches, actually, they do not treat them, but actually, they bring them near to the grave.
You come when you're almost dying, then you die.
Then you die. So it is important for our spiritual leaders to heal, to find training, to get training. Then you will know.
When you talk about training, isn't a calling enough?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have gone to school for... The calling is good. But it is
the
also,
start.
It is a start. But it is the cake. But we need the icing. So let us get the icing of the cake. So that when you stand in there, they will say, hey, that's a very nice cake. You know, if you had baked a cake and it has no icing, they say, it's a cake nekulika ekibulako. Ekati tulina abasumba abalina ekibabulako. Tulina abasumba basomesa bayigiriza enjiri babuulira enjiri naye balina ekibabulako. So it will be good for our pastors because we are calling people to go to church. Because church is a safe place. But we also request that our spiritual leaders get training. Let them also work on their wounds. Let them work on their heart. Let them find time for themselves. I've told you, Anne, that you cannot give what you don't have.
Yeah.
We have pastors, when even they're on YouTube, they're on TikTok, the message they speak, you get to know that they are speaking from a position of heart,
Pain.
not a position of heal.
Yeah, they're paining.
There is a lot of hurt, there is a lot of grief, there is a lot of malice,
And
there is a lot of unresolved conflict. And that is what the congregation
Is receiving. Yeah.
So if a society has leaders that are speaking out of brokenness, you cannot plant beans and harvest maize. You cannot. So that is the reason why we have a society that, because men are leaders, we are leaders as men. Regardless of where we are leaders.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I said that God has not called us for position of power, but he has called us for position to empower. So if we come to a church, I have come to be empowered. It's a fuel station. I've come in the church to be refueled. I need petrol. I drive a car. When I go to a petrol station and I say to the guard or to the lady on there or the gentleman, I say, hey, I need fuel, I need petrol. And someone puts in paraffin into my car. It will distort the car. Yeah. So we have people who come into our safe places, into our churches. Instead of getting petrol, they get paraffin.
And they're busy deteriorating.
So I encourage pastors. I encourage religiously.
So they get friends. They go to churches. They watch football.
They go and visit people. Visit.
Are you talking to men? Are we still talking about men? Visiting.
Yeah. Visit. Visit areas. Visit places.
Maybe if you're talking about Dubai.
Love nature.
Dubai, and I thought visiting your uncle.
No, love nature, walk, do a walk.
Okay.
Do a walk, I think that comes in with a lot of sense, when they say, Omsija tabe irao. Netambula, konewo bagenda ko mustense ni.
Muza kubaka.
Genda ko mustense ni. We have, it's a public holiday, don't be home the whole day if you have issues. You can even leave your car and just walk.
Bakubuza olagawa.
Kankomeo. You walk. Otambulamu. You walk, you will see a beautiful building. You will see if you are looking at certain things.
You get motivated.
There is something that will change. There is a mind shift that will happen.
Yeah.
But if you remain
indoors,
it is a problem. That's when the pampers will get finished. Oh. That is when your child will come and remind you there is no fees. Tomorrow I will not go to school because there is no fees. That is when your in-laws will come. And when they come, you're supposed to give them transport. When you don't have it, then you'll start complaining about the in-laws.
Kumbe in-laws are not the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now...
But it's too much now already.
It's too much. There is a lot of conflicts. There is a lot of unmet needs. There is a lot of responsibility that is upon you. Then when you come into spaces where the boy is more... When the mother relies so much on the boy... Then the mother will always pound. My son, you're supposed to do this. My son, you're supposed to do this. My son, you're supposed to do this. So the mother, he has the home problems. He has work problems. Then also the mother is also on society. So it is very, very important for us to create the safe places, but also for you to move. Work on yourself. I said, forgive yourself. Forgive. There are things that you may never do. There are things that you wanted to do, but you were not able. But now you are into this. Appreciate. Be thankful of what you have as you strive for what you are looking forward. I think it's Paul who says that I mark to my higher calling. I strive that I reach to that place. Let us strive. Let us look.
A grateful mind. Yes. Cultivate a grateful mind.
The reason why I've said people to go to church, because the Bible is a very good, interesting book. Once you get in love with it, the Lord will speak to you.
It heals you in ways you can't imagine.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a word. It is God in detail. Yeah. It is God speaking to you. You say, before I formed you, I knew you. When you're going through an issue. If someone is thinking about suicidal thoughts and he reads such a passage.
You get to know how valuable you are in the eyes of the Creator. Wow.
He says, forget the former.
Yeah.
See, I am doing a new thing.
Shall you not perceive of it? Yeah, and also to cultivate a relationship with God.
That
Because
is
some people go to church, but they forget to the core reason why they went.
That is it.
Yeah,
That's the reason why I want the pastors to be, because that is, you know, when you allow the process to take place, then people will get to that.
Surely, that is very true. Do you know why I'm saying that? Because the devil is very smart. Let me give him credit for that, because he knew that a broken man will equate to a broken society. Because this society that we have built for ourselves and our children has empowered women. Women are empowered, but being a woman who is empowered and having a man that is broken, I don't think it gives birth to anything powerful, surely. That is why it kind of affects the women right now. Because why am I including the women? Because as a woman, we grow up hearing things like, that is not how you dress. That is not how you do it. Hey, be a strong one. Be confident. Talk to me. What is it? Da, da, da. So it's like there is a lot of people in your ears growing who are putting knowledge in your head, who are helping you grow, who are helping you develop in every aspect, by the way. That even includes workplaces. Of course, there are those bad ones, but there are those who are who are looking for their things, but there are those who are looking out for you. And the man has been left behind. So talking about this issue of mental health, you've been touching on safe space, but we have not gone into it on a deeper level. How should the church or a mother or a sister or a wife or a friend create a safe space?
It's good you have said women have been empowered. I'm going to say a statement. I hope it will reach on a safe ground. We have very many women that have been empowered, but they forget to understand that when you are creating a safe place, you listen to understand. You don't listen to respond. We have very many women.
A moment of silence.
We have very many women who say, yes, we are empowered, but they are empowered, and more of them, because they are empowered, they want to respond, not to understand. And for us men, we want people who want to understand us. We do not want people who want to just to respond. Because when you respond, you act as firefighters. You are not actually helping, but you're just seizing the fire. So when we create safe place, is a place where someone can fully get to that level of really understanding that Anne is listening. Anne is not judging. Anne is not responding for the sake of responding. That is the reason why very many men, when they come to their homes, they get onto their phones. Why? Because the phones will understand them. If they want to know if they are hurt, if they want to get to know, how do I take away this stress? They know where the phone is. They know which channel to go to watch soccer, the chat. But if a wife, if a sister is not into a level of understanding them, but even when we come into understanding, it is a position of healing.
Surely, yep.
If your mother is not healed of her past trauma, if your sister is not healed of her past conflicts, of those unresolved wounds, it is very hard for them to talk to you in a posture of empathy. They want to speak to you in positions of experience.
Yeah.
And we have to get to a level of understanding that God has not called us for position to power, but for position to empower.
To serve, yes.
So if your husband is empowered, he will be a better man. How does empowering come in? If you have said the women are empowered. So if the empowering component comes in with the healing, a healed person heals others. A hurting person hurts others. A toxic wife, the Bible actually says it very, very nice. It is better to sleep up there. It is better.
Yeah, that's how bad it is.
You know, actually, the Bible was very complacent, not saying best. It said it is better.
It is better.
So it's very, very important for community to create healed spaces, a woman to find healing, even before you say I do.
Oh.
Before you say yes,
I
with
wanted
this,
to heal when I get there.
Before you say with this ring, I take you, my own, to be my lawfully wedded husband. Even before you say, before he gets onto that nail, will you marry me? Because the moment you say, will you marry me, get to know that you are marrying him, the whole of him.
The traumas, the challenges, the way he handles.
So it is very, very important for us as community, both genders, to heal. We as Pilgrim Center, we have healing circles where people come and receive healing, because it is hard to give what you do not have.
Yeah, surely.
You want to get into marriage, you want to have a family, you want to have a good family, but you cannot give a good home if you are coming from a broken, unhealed home. The Bible comes in strongly and says, you can only reap what you sow. So if you plant healing, if you have worked on yourself, there are things that will not disturb you in your marriage.
So are you saying that my family defines me?
Your background defines you.
That is the end goal?
That is it. The smallest community, the smallest community is your family, where we call it the nuclear family.
So a person cannot redefine themselves?
You redefine yourself after understanding who you are. We can define our lives forward as we define it backwards. The moment you cannot define your life backwards, it is hard for you to move forward. Because our families, and if in your house, in your home, if you grew up and your mother used to stand up on the table and says, "Good morning, everyone."
I would think it is normal.
It is the order of the day.
Yeah.
You know, when we were growing up, there was this song saying, "Njabala, njabala, toli nsanza muko njabala, abakazi balima bati." Ngatamanyi. Now, she didn't know, but now she's taking refuge from the mother. Now, the mother is actually telling this girl that, my friend, these are things that you are trying to learn them when you're already there. But you're supposed to learn them now. The other thing of creating a safe place is forgiveness.
Forgiving who?
One, you have to forgive yourself. But you also have to forgive whoever hurt you. There is the grief. There is the unmet needs. There is the trauma. There are things that you wanted, but you are not able to get.
Let us put a stop there a little bit. Talking about forgiveness and forgiving, though, mostly men. Okay, yes, us women also, but men, today it's about the man. Men will hold the grudge with their parents on the way they were raised, and they will hold it up to when they get gray hair. and it has a way it affects them mentally. So you're talking about forgiving. How can a man who is watching us revisit that pain and talk himself through it?
Forgiveness is both a point and a process. The point is recognizing that there was hurt that was made to me. So when we talk about forgiveness, there are two areas that I always love. I always talk about responsibility, but we also talk about releasing. Each one of us has a responsibility in the situation. There is a part that both of us played. So the responsibility is for me to realize that I was part of this situation. My share might have been 5%.
But it was there.
But I have to take 100% responsible of the 5% that I contributed. So the person who hurt me may have a 95%. So he also has to take the 100% responsibility of his 95% to get that. Then the releasing part is a choice. It is you who is supposed to choose to release. It is you who is supposed to choose to say, I forgive Anne. I forgive my father who didn't take me to school. My father is sick. They have called you and you say, he didn't take me to school. I have hustled up to where I am.
I am self-made.
If he had taken me to school, maybe I would be a better man. So if he's sick, let him get sick. Then the problem comes in when he dies. When he dies, that is when you want to bring in the best funeral service. You want him to have the best casket. You want everyone on the vigil to have an order of service. You want everyone to have a good meal. But these are things that we would have worked on.
Do you know, sorry to cut you short, do you know that after that part of when the person, maybe, we are giving an example, he dies, and you refuse to forgive him, do you know that pushes you mentally to the worst place ever?
Yes.
Now, that's the part that we don't understand as humans. When you refuse to forgive, you get more hurt.
But you see, I'll go back into the African traditional society, where they were the safe places. The places were created, where a father used to speak, used to say the stories. We used to have the family time.
Yeah.
In my family, I'm blessed that my father has that time, where a father can say, I am sorry. Hey,
wow.
How many men? How many men can say that? But you see, that comes in from nurturing. It's easy for me to tell my wife I'm sorry because I heard my father speaking about that. I've heard him several times telling my mother I am sorry, but even telling me that, Bob, I am sorry about that. Now, you see, that is what I'm saying, that we need to revamp. Because if a father can never say, I am sorry to his daughter, to his son, how will he feel when his son has committed suicide? And the only word that would have prevented his son or his grown-up boy from committing suicide is hearing his father's voice saying, son, I am sorry. There are very many things that I would have loved to my age where I am, but my dad was not able to provide them to. There is an age that we have to get to, and you stop blaming your parents and start manning up, which you said, we have to man up. You have to create that environment within yourself and say, I need to forgive. That is the reason why I was battling here, telling religious leaders to come up and create topics, to create, the Bible speaks about a prodigal son. The son sold, the father, he requested for everything about and the father said, okay, go. But the Bible still comes back and says that his father, every morning, his eyes were waiting.
Anticipating.
Waiting. And when he saw his son, he ran. and hugged. And he said, the son, actually it was the son who said, Father, I do not deserve. But the father said, no, you who has lost is now home. Can we get into that society where our parents, where our fathers can have the heart of sharing, of saying, of bringing the words that can bring revival, that can bring healing to us as men, to us as boys? Can our men, can our fathers create safe places in our homes? Can me as a father create a safe place for my boy that he can tell me everything? What is hurting him? What has gone wrong? What has been his strength? What has been his happy time?
Yeah.
But the problem we have is that even our fathers don't have that time. So people will say, yes, I'm looking for money. Yes, it is important to look because it's our responsibility. But out of everything, there are those moments that the child will always, there's those moments that we have to create.
And you know, Uncle Bob, something about parents creating those moments, you think they will not remember those moments, but they will remember. I have very blurry memories of my childhood with my father because I'm one of the few lucky people who was loved by the dad. You know, it's rare in this community, but it's very rare. So you take it as an honor that God blessed you. You have those small memories when you used to run around with him, when you would, play with him. But that is me as a girl. You create that same space with a boy. He will remember.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how old your baby is.
I actually made a commitment, especially if I am within the locality, in the same with my child, my boy. I always go to visit him at school.
He's in voting?
No, the school days.
Oh.
The school days, it's my time. I go and find out how is he doing, how he is faring. There is a time when something happened and I had just to make a phone call. And my son, I actually told my son, if anyone ever tries to hurt you, you tell him or her that if you want to hurt me, you first hurt my father.
Oh.
So there is that sense that has to be there.
Yeah.
So the forgiveness is very important for us to create that safe place.
So as we are winding up, apart from forgiveness, is there any other thing that can help men stabilize with their mental health?
I would say, because forgiveness is a key. When a key has two sides. So regardless of where we are thinking of going, I would encourage any man to find healing. Healing in the places that we create. Find men that have healed. Find pastors. Let pastors also be healed. We have pastors that are not healed. They have their own challenges. And when counsel is given, men go astray. So I would encourage men to find people that have got healed. It is very, very important for a man to be healed. When a man is healed, society is in a better place. The family will be healed. The wife will be healed. There will be peace. So it is important for us to create safe, healed places.
And also, as we are winding up, I feel it's needful to tell men that slow down. Banag, it is okay. Because there is a lot of pressure of you have to have a car at this age. You have to be married by this time.
No, it's actually
It's good
pressure.
It's good pressure.
It is. There is some good. There's some good
in it,
pressure,
but if you do not moderate it, it can kill you before you achieve those things.
No, it is. Sometimes it comes in from the society and the circles of people that you move with. There are those who want to be complacent. There are those who are goal-oriented.
Yeah.
There are those who are life people. There are those who are perfectionists who want things to be done the way they're supposed to be. At a certain age, this is what I'm supposed to be. At a certain, So it is how I'll take you back into our background. Where are we? Where are we raised? Who raised us? Who is our mentor? Who do we look up to? What does how does society define us? At this age, now we have TikTok, we have all these, at 35 you're supposed to do, at 30 you're supposed to hear. So there is a lot of comparison.
Yeah.
And now when we have these digital platforms and all this, when you're not there, your wife will be like, but you see your friends.
Your fellow men.
You
see that they're doing.
You see? So people have to get into it. Is I always
regulation.
Say it is always good to eat what you can. Stop the intrinsic. One of my pastors say it's impulsive. There is a lot of impulsive decisions. There is a lot of copy and paste. Because someone has done it, you have also done. I am supposed to do it. We have all these pressures that come in from even school, where our children go, where they go to school, the kind of friends they have, the circles of people even people that come home, who is with your children at times when you're not with them. So this pressure is both good, but you also have to moderate it. Let us moderate the pressure, but let us be healed.
Okay.
We'll have good community people, but we also have a good Uganda.
Yes.
We have very many political leaders that are actually not healed.
Yeah, and we can see the repercussions. Uncle Bob, let's leave this place.
Yes.
Is there anything that you don't want to leave unsaid?
I think because we're in this month of mental health, I'm a person who creates safe places, healed communities. I would advocate for men to really find healing, to really work on their past traumas, to really work on their unsolved conflicts. Because they bubble. They come and they become like milk. They will spill in places. You will bleed on innocent people. You will spill on your children. You will spill on your family. You will spill on your communities. So I request every man out there, let us get healed. Let us work on our repentance. Let us work on our forgiveness. Let us work on our prejudices that are always before us. And I believe our families, our communities, and our nations will be in a very safe and better place.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayonzabo. That has been awesome.
Thank you for inviting me. And thank you for allowing us as Pilgrim Center to be here.
Wow, it is such an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And for any man who is watching us, you can be a woman because this is for both. Just know that mental health is not a gender problem. It is a everybody problem. It is a human problem. So when a man comes to you and he cries, please listen. Like Uncle Bob said, listen. Men don't want women who just listen to talk. They want women who listen to understand. If there is anything I've gone with, That is one of them. Thank you so much for your wise words. And for our family on YouTube, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And for the love on TikTok, please continue sharing. We love you so much. From me, Anna, Safe Space. Bye-bye.